have a show named Ben 10 about a kid who can transform into 10, give or take, aliens in order to fight off bad guys and save humanity and all that. Easiest alley-oop for a video game I've ever seen. Well, I guess it's a good thing that D3 Publishing and High Voltage Studios said, you know what? We're gonna be those guys. And those guys they were, because on October 30th, 2007, they released Ben 10, Protector of Earth. This game was released for the Wii and the PS2. Seems about right, honestly. You know, in the year 2007, the PS2 was still kicking, and the Wii was nice and fresh. It wasn't even a year old at this point, actually. Basic rundown of the story. Vilgax sends this little drone bug thing in order to siphon off energy from the Omnitrix, which somehow works and ends up with Ben only having 2 aliens to start with at the beginning of the game. And as you go through more levels, you find more Omnitrix crystals. Yes, that's what they're called. I do not believe this is ever a thing in the show, but you know, you gotta take some creative liberties, I guess, in order to get back to being whole again. Makes perfect sense. Along the way, you fight pretty much Ben's entire rogues gallery. You got the classics, like Dr. Animo, Kevin 11, Hex, and Clancy. No one even remembers Clancy, but he's here in all of his very buggy glory. And at the end of all of it, you go and fight, guess who? Vilgax. And he's using his future design from the Ben 10,000 episode for some reason. I don't really know what that's about, but hey, still looks alright, so not too many complaints here. I mean, as a kid, I didn't even notice, so guess I can't say too much. And at the end of the game, you end up fighting a bunch of monsters in the Null Void somehow. I mean, technically, the game ends after you beat Vilgax, but there's a secret level where you're in the Null Void for absolutely no reason, and you may or may not ever find your way out, because, you know, can't have a great game without a cliffhanger ending, right? Getting into the gameplay, seeing as how the whole premise of Ben 10, or at least the first Ben 10 show, is it being a summer vacation, road trip and all. We're traveling all around the United States in this game. The game has 24 levels, and I'm about to rattle them all off, so get your pen and paper. We have Grand Canyon, Mesa Verde, Area 51, the Hoover Dam, and just a random meteor crater, Yellowstone, Crater Lake, Lumber Mill, Seattle, and San Francisco, Mount Rushmore, the Plumber Base, Effigy Mounds, I don't even know what that is, Chicago Lakefront, Gold Coast Theater, a riverboat, a historic battlefield, a bayou, an oil refinery, and New Orleans, Washington, D.C., Cape Canaveral, not a place but a name, the Merciless. As you can imagine, that's the final boss of the game. And the secret level at the end is, of course, the Null Void, because what else would it be? We did indeed travel across the entire United States and even outer space and a different dimension. We kinda avoided Texas though, thank God. We kinda avoided a lot of places actually. The Northwest and Southwest, aka the entire West Coast, got separated into 2. But the East Coast got combined into 1 because I guess there's nothing over there to visit. They didn't even go to Boston for the Tea Party or nothing. They just said, fuck that shit. We gotta stop Vilgax. As expected from a game that came out on the PS2 and the Wii in 2007, this game is classified as an action-adventure beat-em-up platformer. So you can imagine what the gameplay looks like based off of that description alone. You start off with basic 1-2 attacks, but as you keep playing the game, you keep unlocking combos, and as you keep unlocking new aliens, you also unlock new combos for them. So it's just an endless cycle of unlocking combos for new aliens, and then you start getting genuinely overpowered moves that you can just spam to your heart's content. Because about midway to 60-70% through the game, you get Master Control, where you can switch between any alien you want, and you have infinite energy to do so, so you never have to turn human. And the only time you ever would is either on accident, or if you're genuinely just getting your ass whooped by enemies or something like that. Now on to the aliens.
Oh, the aliens! You said this game was released in October 2007, right?
Yeah.
That's like a third of the way through the 4th season. They had so many options. How many aliens do I get?
Well, I mean, you get 5. Hold on, let's not be so hasty. Of the available aliens that were in the show already, you have Heat Blast, Wild Mud, Diamond Head, Accelerate, Gray Matter, Forearms, Stingfly, Rip Jaws, Upgrade, Ghost Freak, Cannonbolt, Wildvine, Blitzwolfer, formerly known as Ben Wolf, Snarrow, formerly known as Ben Mummy, Upchuck, Frankenstrike, formerly known as Ben Victor, Way Big, Ditto, and Eye Guy if you want to get technical. Now, Ghost Freak is gone already because he's not in the Omnitrix. Eye Guy, I say is a technicality because he was technically in Secret of the Omnitrix, and in case you didn't know, Secret of the Omnitrix came out before this game did, but apparently he didn't actually quote-unquote debut until -10, so yeah, he's not here either. And then Way Big, well, Secret of the Omnitrix came out like, what, 2 months before this game came out? So that's probably not enough time. Also, he's fucking Way Big, so he's definitely not getting put in the game. But Ditto is good to go. So you have a total of 16 aliens that were possible additions for this game. They gave you cool aliens like Accelerate and Heat Blast, and they gave you fucking Cannonbolt and Wildvine. Come on, guys. I mean, you literally have the wolves, the mummies, and the fucking Frankensteins in the game, and you couldn't give us that? Blitzwolfer, Snarrow, and Frankenstriker right there. You didn't even have to do that much work. You already had the models in the game. I mean, Ditto, he had been introduced like, what, 3 months before the game came out? Low-key, they probably could have fit him in there, but of course they didn't. You know, which is fine. Forearms, kinda basic, but you know, he's iconic, so I get it. Heat Blast, kinda basic as well, but he's iconic, so I get it. Accelerate, now we're talking. Also iconic. And then Cannonbolt and Wildvine. No Diamond Head? Really? No Stinkfly? No upgrade? You don't want to put Gray Matter in the game because he's too small? Fine. You can't put Ghost Freak in the game because he's not in the Omnitrix. He's literally a boss in the game. Cool. Eye Guy, he debuted way too close to the game coming out. So did Way Big in the same movie. Cool. Ditto, he was 3 months out. They just probably didn't want to put him in the game. Cool. Upchuck, yeah, he's in the game. Specifically the DS version of the game where he's a screen wiping attack, and that is it. You know, funnily enough, in a game called Ben 10, you can't transform into 10 aliens. Who would have guessed? I'm grateful that we got this game in the first place, but even the next game, which is pretty much just this game with an Alien Force skin on it, did the exact same thing and only gave us 5 aliens. Why? I don't... How easily you were outdone by the Hyper Scan. You know what? Let's ignore all of that, right? So how do the 5 aliens play? They play pretty differently. I mean, you have Forearms, the usual brute powerhouse. You have Heat Blast, who specializes in obviously heat-based attacks and long-range attacks, depending on how you use him. You have Accelerate, whose whole thing is obviously going fast, so he performs lightning-fast attacks, such as Liu Kang's bicycle kick. Stole that move, definitely. He may or may not have done it in the show, I can't remember off the top of my head. You have Cannonbolt, who's just a giant mobile wrecking ball, pretty self-explanatory, and then you have Wildvine, who specializes in plant-based attacks. I'm not gonna lie, if I had to replace anybody on this roster, it would definitely be Wildvine. Without a shadow of a doubt. The question is, who would I replace him with? Probably Diamond Head, Wild Mutt, or Upgrade. I feel like those are valid options. Maybe. I don't know. The worst part is, the game teases you. It gives you a cutscene with all the other Omnitrix crystals floating there, just right there in your face, just waiting to be grabbed. And you don't get them. You don't get them. It's so heartbreaking. It really is. But, you know, this game isn't over yet. It actually has extras. As expected of the usual PS2 games, secrets/extras have been kind of a lost art in recent years, so it's nice to take a look at a game where they still exist. You check the extras menu, we got secret codes. You always gotta love secret codes. What do these secret codes get you? 1 gets you invincibility. 1 just gives you full-on master control. But to be fair, most people probably wouldn't know these codes on their first time through anyway, so these codes are definitely for like 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, or 10th playthroughs, so I guess it's alright. You also have a code to unlock every alien form in the game. You also have a code to unlock all combos in the game. Now, you know what? I can get behind that, because when I was replaying the game for this video, I definitely did not get every combo unlocked for every alien by the time I beat Vilgax. You also have a code to unlock all locations in the game, so you can just go wherever the fuck you want. I mean, you can activate invincibility, master control, unlock all locations, and go straight to Vilgax and be like, what's good? And he can't do anything about it. You also got codes for 2 different sets of skins. One called DNA Force, the other one called Dark Heroes. They look pretty sick, I won't lie. Let's look at this secrets menu real close. You've got a movies section where you can watch transformations and certain animated sequences, so they can tease you with all the aliens that you don't have access to in this game. Yeah, you want to watch Ben turn into Stinkfly in animated fashion? Go right ahead. You want to play as him though? Absolutely not. Can't have that. You want to see him transform into Diamond Head? Sure, knock yourself out. You want to play as Diamond Head? Can't do that one. We have a hero viewer, an enemy viewer, and a boss viewer, aka model viewers, so they can show off their nice handiwork. I don't think model viewers were even that common, even back then. I could be wrong, but a model viewer like this is actually pretty cool, and yet you won't find these models anywhere. I promise you, you won't. You got your concept art. Concept art is always great, whether it be about a TV show or a video game or a movie, whatever. And then there's the actual secrets, which entails all the stuff I said earlier about the master control, unlocking all locations, unlocking all aliens, unlocking all combos, invincibility. Me and my cousin tried in vain for a long time to try and unlock other aliens in the secrets menu. We were convinced that trying to find the right code would give us access to the rest of the aliens in the show. And we could not have been more wrong. All around, this game is pretty good. You know, obviously it's a bit basic, but I mean, there's only so much you can do with a premise like this. I mean, you're not gonna want to make a Ben 10 puzzle game, are you? It's got all the original voice cast, it's got a very good art style. This is a great art style, and no Ben 10 video game since has managed to do any art style justice, unfortunately. But hey, that's just how the cookie crumbles. Still salty about only being able to transform into 5 aliens though. I'll give this a nice 7.8 out of 10, not enough water.